All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you guys like the most simple webinar funnel that I can possibly design for real estate. It's very straightforward. Here we go. So what we're going to do is we have to send new eyeballs to this funnel. So what does that mean? I want what we call cold traffic, people who do not know you, they don't know your business. We've got to get more eyeballs on your offer so that we can scale pipeline. Yeah. If you want to just send this to your sphere, you want to just send this to like people who you know from past client work, etc. The sample size is probably not going to be big enough so that you can absolutely count on enough people coming to this webinar, enough people saying yes to the webinar, and then of course someone, enough people booking appointments. And so we've got to have new people. So we're going to say Facebook and Instagram ad traffic. Why am I so keen on Facebook and Instagram? It's because as of where we stand, like right now, today, this is where the most predictably affordable traffic is going to be and the most reliable source of leads. So we're going to say traffic. Okay, I'm going to put a little star by this. Don't go crazy. Think 3 to 500 bucks when it comes to the ad budget. Okay, if you just heard me say 500 is great, so 2,000 must be better. Big red X, that's not what I said. Remember, we've got to get your arms around your lead cost, how many people are going to show up. And frankly, this sounds like, I know, BS, but it is very possible. In fact, I see it happen all the time that people create way too many leads. They can't handle them, and then they drop the ball and don't make as much money as they should because their follow-up sucks. All right, so now we're going to send that traffic to a landing page. This is not your website, guys. This is a page that has one job. A landing page is supposed to convert at a high level. That means no links to your blog, no YouTube videos, no search for homes here, no find out what your home is worth. That's why your personal real estate website does not work for this purpose. We need it to do one thing and one thing only, and that is get enough people to say yes to the webinar without getting distracted with any other calls to action. So we have a high converting, let's write that down, high converting landing page. Now, that's going to go to the CRM. The leads that go into the CRM, these are your registrants. We need the CRM to keep up with them so that we can have a really good show up rate. We need them to send automatically text messages and automatically email reminders, especially that 24-ish hours prior to the webinar. And then again, the day of the webinar, the 3 to 4 hours prior to the webinar, we need to hit them really hard so that we can get them to show up. It's one thing to get someone to say yes to your webinar. It is another thing to get them to show up Wednesday at 7 o'clock. All right, so let's draw. Okay, that CRM is going to send texts plus emails. And this is your automations. That's where your juice is here. Okay, so now they've said, okay, we're going to show up to the webinar. What do you do now? Now we hold it on Zoom. We are going to hold this on Zoom Pro. It's only like 15 bucks a month, 13 bucks a month if you pay annually. The reason that we need the Pro account is because we have to have more than 45 minutes. Your free Zoom account is going to cut you off at 45 minutes, and I don't know how to teach you how to hold a really killer webinar plus Q&A in the span of 45 minutes. So we're going to hold it on Zoom. You're going to knock their socks off. You're going to give them so much value that spells value, that you're going to become the trusted expert in the span of about 40 to 60 minutes. And then what will happen is that we then book them on an appointment for you to meet with them for an initial consultation. So the way that it works is that we're going to hook up with the calendar software with the CRM so that they can click one link and it goes right to your calendar. Booking link. The booking link is going to put them onto your calendar where you'll have either a phone or Zoom-based initial consultation. And that, my friends, is the funnel. So what you have here is you have the way to get the people into the funnel. Now we have to convert them at the funnel. We have to have a high converting landing page that gets as many of them as possible to say yes to the webinar so that we can lower your cost per lead. That's called CPL. memorize that term, have it tattooed backwards on your forehead so you see it in the mirror every morning. It's that important. Now, it's one thing to get them to say yes to the webinar. It's quite another thing to get them to show up. This is all about the show up rate. Show up. These texts and these emails that are going to be run from the automated CRM. Now we're going to knock their socks off by providing a 45 to 60 minute plus Q&A webinar where we provide all kinds of value. We're going to hold that on Zoom Pro. You're going to set your Zoom account up in such a way that allows you to keep really good control of the room. Case in point, make sure you have the waiting room enabled so that you can like get in there, get your slides where you want them, get all your windows configured on all of your screens, and then push the button to let the audience in. Now you're going to knock their socks off. You've become the expert in this 45 to 60 minutes. And now they book themselves onto your calendar. And this is handled all through the CRM. All of this is elegantly tied together by the CRM through automations and workflows that hopefully you'll choose a good one like High Level, which sort of does this for you after all of those workflows are programmed in so that you can just rely on the system and let it do its thing. And you focus on the thing that you're so good at, which is influencing people to take action, i.e. selling. All right, get out there. Let's go make some money with your version 1.0 webinar funnel.